Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome to race number 12 of the Blazing Paddles TRJ Karting Series. Tonight, we are at the Charlotte Roval. We get to see the drivers making some left and right hand turns tonight. It's going to be interesting as there's 16 corners these drivers need to navigate. I am actually being joined in the booth here tonight with some fellow racers here, so super pumped up about that. We got Terry Foster and Sam Bumgarn in the booth. How you doing, gentlemen?
Good, Brett. Good, man. Excited for tonight. We got, 24, 25 drivers showing here up at the Roval, and should be a pretty good race. I've been watching these guys do some, not qualifying, but doing some laps, watching their times and stuff. It's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a good one as these guys trying to get some practice, it looks like, as a group out there on track as we wrap on up. And Terry, I think you talked to a few of these drivers tonight. Any big worries besides probably that turn one, lap one?
So, Brett, a lot of stuff I heard tonight out of these drivers as going up and down pit road. The car is feeling really skaty. So some of the drivers said this will take a lot of patience, hit them turns. And matter of fact, Kyle Wellman in that 42 car tonight, I asked him about it. I said, hey, buddy, what's the key to tonight's race? He says, exact words, slow, 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 is fast, fast, fast. So I have to keep an eyeball out on Kyle Wellman for the night.
All righty. And we'll take a look at our timing and scoring on the left side of our screens, folks. It looks like Matt Gruenberg at the top of the timing and scoring. So not only can he go fast in ovals, he can go fast on the road courses too. But Dalton Kilroe right there, same with Mark Arthur. Some quick times at the top of the boards, and I wonder if that's a good indication for qualifying. And to be honest, will Matt Gruenberg take a qualifying time? Last couple weeks he hasn't.
Well, and Sam knows this too. A lot of these guys, they leave money on the table by not qualifying. MFRD, Michael Falk Racing Design, he pays these guys if you get pole or inside pole. So, I mean, some of these guys, man, just like leaving that money on the table, I guess.
Yeah, you think that they would want to go for it every week, but I guess if they don't mind leaving it out there, some other person can take it.
I don't have it pulled up right now, but of seeing who's into the money this season. But we've had quite a few different pole sitters, second place, inside poles and stuff. So Mark's going to have a lot of figuring out to do at the end of the season how to get this money spread out there.
That will be the case, as yeah, we've seen a lot of people at the top of the boards. One car that's usually at the top of the boards, not up there, is the 88 machine. Do you have any update on him, Terry?
No, I don't, Brett. I'm really surprised not to see the 88 out here tonight. I maybe just overslept or he figured he'd get in there at the last minute and just start from the end and work his way through there like we used to see him do every week.
Yeah, that is the case because he usually always is at the top of the boards or if not very close to being there. So surprised not to see Jamie Walker out here tonight so far. But we'll have to see. Still got a little bit of time to show on up and unload the car as practice just about to end. About 20 seconds left. Still Matt Gruenberg at the top of the board. Dalton Kilroe second. Mark Arthur third. It looks like James Miller in fourth and Ty Marasco in fifth. He's doing some practice there, Terry.
Well, we got these other guys, man. They're really fast out here. Dalton Kilroe running the 122.7. Matt's only running the 122.6. So Dalton's right on the backside of him. Mark Arthur running a 122.8 on one of his laps. So I think Matt's got his work cut out for him tonight.
He does, as the top five all under the 129 mark. We'll see who can crack into that here as qualifying just kicks on off here. And we'll see who's the first to get out there on track and who can be tonight's MF Racing Design Quick Time Award, as it looks like one of the first cars rolling on off the three of Corey Sherman.
He's done some practicing today with him and his wife Amanda. They're These guys put up a practice basically for the team, TNA Motorsports. And, yeah, he had some fast practice times earlier too when I was watching.
Yeah, as he gets the 3 machine up to speed, a very long outlap here. You know, these drivers not only have to think about what they're doing on the lap, but, you know, trying to take it easy, let's say, on the outlap, get those tires to the right temperatures before even taking that important green flag lap. Because I assume the money lap will be the first lap. As the second lap, I assume the tires already start to fade away a little.
Yeah, I would think so also, Brett. I just happened to notice something. Jason Powell, he was talking earlier in this show that he may not even be able to make this race tonight. I guess he pulled his back or something. Said it was hurting him in the car. And I guess about an hour or so ago, Mark Arca, the same thing. Hurt his back. He's in that car tonight. Let's see what these guys can do.
Oh, man. So some stories unfolding here as we see Corey Sherman start his first time lap here around the Charlotte Roval.
Sam, what's your insights for tonight, buddy?
Well, I tell you what, Terry, I've seen a lot of guys really struggling on getting the power down. It looks like that this car is really loose tonight, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to get out front and hold it out front tonight.
Damn, boy. Brett, I'm getting messages saying I'm pretty quiet. Is there something you can do on your end?
All right, yeah. Yeah, we will get that adjusted here and get it figured out because, yeah, I'm, of course, playing around with slightly different settings tonight, so we're going to be playing with it on the fly here, folks.
Damn, boy. I said, if the driver of the 44 car, he's been texting me, said I was pretty quiet, so we'll get it figured out, guys.
As we see Corey Sherman get that chicane a smidge wrong there. That's going to take away some of that lap time, and who knows, might disallow the lap because any sort of off-track contact, anything like that, will disallow a lap here in iRacing for qualifying. So we'll have to see if he's even able to take a time. As it looks like he is, but so far Dalton Kilroe to the top of the board. We are going to go...
Go ahead, Brett. Sorry.
Oh, no, you go ahead, Terry.
I was just going to say, a lot of these drivers I talked to, I asked them about how the setup feel. Most of them like the way it feels. And I asked them if we can change anything. Because you know, Brett, we can change the brake bias, we can change the steering ratio. And that's pretty much it. A lot of the guys said they was messing around with it, with both of them. And some of the guys said they didn't touch a thing. So it's going to be interesting to see, you know, if the changes help or if it made it worse.
Yeah, that is very true. Because, yeah, like you said, can do some changes to the offset, steering ratios, whatnot, but not too much else besides as hopefully you should be louder now.
Okay. Aaron, if you're still watching, bud, let me know if I'm a little louder. Hey, he says he can't hear me at all. I don't know.
I want to point out that James Miller just went to the top of the board his last time by with a 122.670. He's about 0.3 faster than Dalton Kilroe was on his first lap.
There we go. Now I got the right slider adjusted. Now you guys should be plenty louder as I was adjusting the wrong volume. No wonder why it wasn't making a difference.
Aaron Bockover, let me know what it sounds like now. He said he moved the sliders and everything. Make sure we still get heard, or however you want to say it. How about it, Aaron? Text me.
Now I might have went too far. We'll try in between here as this sounded a lot better. And who else is on track? Who else do we want to check out, guys?
I see Tanner Mars out there right now.
Alrighty, well,
his last lap time was a 125.2.
All right, we'll see him head across the start-finish line here and see where he is as I'll reload the qualifying times on the left of our screen here. And like you said, James Miller at the top of the board in that 09 machine with a 122.67. That is absolutely hauling for qualifying.
Well, we know James is really good on road courses. As Mark always said, if you go watch his in-car, his footwork is actually pretty impressive for what he does inside his sim rig there.
So he said Sam sounded better, and I was still a little quiet. So that's still on you, buddy.
All right. It should be perfect now. I played with it, and it should be right around good where we'll maybe check out the... Let's see who
Oh,
else is...
Stewie's out there. Stewie, how we sound on your end, bud?
It looks like we got
Mark
this...
Arthur out on track right now. He is going to be taking his green flag lap right here for his first lap. Crosses the start-finish line.
As we look at the number 12 Barbie machine driven by Mark Arthur, we'll see where he can put himself in the time and scoring as, like Sam just said, starting his first time lap here.
Aaron, I don't know what's going on then, bud. I mean, I can turn my mic up. That's about it.
I was going to say, you and Sam look about the same on the sliders now, so...
Well, I just cranked my microphone up a little bit, so what that does, I probably just blew your ears out. All right, Steve, thank you, sir. Aaron, maybe it's your stuff on your end.
Just want to point out that Mark Arthur went purple in sectors 2 and 3.
Oh, man, so the 12 car on an absolute lap here. It is looking pretty solid, you know. Nice and under control, and usually those are the fast laps when it looks slow, like Terry was saying at the beginning of tonight's race broadcast.
So going back to some of these drivers I got to talk to tonight, John Perkins, yeah, I was talking to him.
Mark Arthur, top of the board. Sorry to interrupt you, Terry.
You're all right.
Yep.
Mark Arthur just went top of the board with a 122.553 for that number 12 Barbie Ford Mustang.
Yeah, and that is the fastest time we've seen all weekend long, so that's going to be a hard time to beat if Matt Grunberg does challenge it. And we do see the 54 car. He's out there on track rolling up to speed here, so we'll have to check out him once we watch Mark's final lap here, but I don't think this lap's going to beat that first one.
Yeah, guys, I don't know what's going on with my mic then, if it's if you guys can't hear me.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looks all good at my end, register and sound.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can play with my volume.
You could still turn them up just a little bit over.
Okay. Let's see
if they still can't hear them, just turn them up.
So one thing I want to... Go ahead, Brett.
I was going to say, we'll get Terry loud and proud here. As
I got plenty to say.
All right, as we see. We'll jump to Matt Grunberg as he gets up to speed here. And go ahead, Terry.
So I was going to say, Mark Arthur, you know, he just went to the top there. Just let everybody know, you know, Mark Arthur puts a setup out, and so does Jason Powell. This week, they are actually running Jason's Powell setup, and I'm really surprised I haven't seen Jason kind of jump up to the top there. Right now, he's showing an 11th with a 125.04, I believe. 01, excuse me.
And I think Matt Grunberg, he did it a week before, so I think he's just going out there and getting some practice laps on the track without taking an actual lap time. As we wrap up towards the end of qualifying here, we'll give the old wheel spin here on the stage caution, and we'll see what lap we get our only caution tonight, because I believe only local yellows at this road course. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's only going to be local yellows tonight, except for the one that you spin on the wheel there. They're going to throw a manual caution, and they'll re-rack them and do it again.
All righty, as I'll go and give this wheel a spin here, and we'll see what kind of number we can land on here as we get ready to go over to the race. Almost splits it straight down the middle. We're getting our caution on lap number 30 as we get ready to head over to the live here and get ready to go through tonight's starting order. we are looking like the following. Mark Arthur in the number 12 machine puts it on pole position, gets the MF Racing Designs pole award. James Miller in the 09 will start to his outside, getting the front row award. Dog Kilrow in the 41 will make up inside row number 2 to his outside. Ty Marasco in the 1, and rounding out our top 5, Corey Sherman in the 3.
Starred in 6th place in that 10 car, Taylor Butcher Benjamin. And just beside him will be Derek Paulson in that 6. Josh Rutherford in that 64 starting 8th. Kyle Wellman in his 42 starting 9th. Amanda Sherman in her 8 will be starting 10th. How about you, Sam?
Looks like Jason Powell in the number 18 is going to be rolling off in 11. Tanner Marr in the number 4 going to be rolling off to his outside in P12. Corey Rutherford in the number 5 will be rolling off 13 next to Jordan McAvoy in the number 21. Go ahead, Brett.
All right, Casey Campbell in the 73 will start 16th. 17th goes to Joe Alberico in the 83. Matt Gruenberg does not take a time. That will put him back in the 18th position in the 54 machine. Race Clark in the 02 will start 19th. And rounding out the top 20 tonight is Philip Van Fleet in the 89 machine.
And rounding out the rest of the field, Chris Carroll starting in 21st in his 24 machine. John Perkins in that 33 starting 22nd. Randy McAvoy in his 7 starting 23rd. Brandon Feeney in his 38 being 24th. Rick Thompson starting 23rd. Brad Lawson in his 63 starting 24th. I just seen Randy McAvoy pop in there at 25th. That's it. Nope. Yeah, that's it.
Yep, that rounds out our starting field tonight with 26 cars here to take on the Roval. We got 66 laps in the book, and it's probably going to be eventful for most of these drivers throughout, as this is a pretty tricky track. And it's going to take all their concentration every single lap to keep these cars on track.
So as we've seen, I don't know, Brett, if you caught it or Sam, but during the they've done a pit party at the beginning here. They didn't even make turn 1, and they crashed pretty much every car. Let's hope they don't do that tonight here on the start of this race.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild one, especially turn number 1. A lot can go good, but a lot can go bad, especially with all the cars bunched up. You know, you can't see your brake points at where you normally like to brake, so it's going to be very scary. The other wild one is going to be that backstretch bus stop as well. Is that another heavy braking zone? And if you miss your brake point there, watch out, because you'll come in there and clean out a couple cars pretty easily.
Also, I'd like to point out, guys, that we did have some post-race penalties from last week's race, or the week prior, I should say, since we had last week off. Looks like the number 7, the number 10, the number 83, and the number 24 are all going to be starting with penalties at the beginning of this race.
All righty, appreciate the insight there, Sam. Yeah, always good to know who's starting where on track, because that one time Matt Gruenberg started from pits very threw me off, and he was luckily just racing to the competition caution, but still caught his way back up in this field. Should be interesting to see how they fare, though, starting from pits at a road course. Luckily, they got that competition caution, but still a long uphill battle ahead of those drivers.
30 laps, a long way to go to get a caution.
And I don't know if you found out, Terry, it looks like their fuel window tonight is going to be between 15 and 20 laps. So keep an eye on everybody to come down pit road in between 15 and 20 laps tonight.
Yeah, I didn't even talk to them guys about that, Sam. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and that puts people right in the strategy for trying to make it to 30, but then they got to maybe try and stretch that fuel just a little bit to try and make it to lap 66 for the finishes. It's going to be a great one as we see the iRacing Porsche pace car head down pit road, and then we'll wait for us to get through this front chicane, and then wait for Mark Arthur to lead us to green flag for race number 12 here at the Blazing Pedals Arca Series. As they jump on it here, get spread on out, and we are racing. And man, James Miller, heck of a start from that outside lane. He's already 5 car lengths in front of Ty Marasco, who started in fourth, now battling for second.
It looks like Mark Arthur might have maybe missed a gear or spun the tires there on the restart, but it doesn't look like it hurt him too much as he's right back up into second place.
Yeah, able to defend that position from Marasco there. And yeah, maybe Mark Arthur, started in third, maybe fourth, because that car did not launch compared to that 09 machine. So as the rest of the field making their way through this infield part of the Roval.
I'm sitting here in the back, guys. I'm watching the 63 of Brad Lawson. Biding his time, guys. I don't think he likes this track, if I'm not mistaken what he told me earlier.
As typical road course racing, you either love them or you hate them. There is not in between feelings about our road courses, and usually the road course ringers, love being out here pushing these cars to the limits on the left and right handers, and then people are like, can we just keep the oval cars on oval racetracks?
Well, what's the fun in that?
Exactly. We got to put these things on dirt. Have you guys put a dirt track on the schedule yet?
Nah, Mark has made it clear that there's going to be no dirt tracks.
No, that's not happening. That's for sure.
As we see one car down pit road, it looks like Taylor Butcher Benjamin maybe got a penalty of some sorts. Not sure what's up with the 10 machine, but down pit road on lap number 1. Never a good sign.
That would be his one-lap hold penalty. He actually incurred 2 incidents from the prior race, so he's going to have to sit for a whole lap.
Oh, man, that's a killer penalty to lose a whole lap at a road course. Then you're just hoping to be the lucky dog when that one single yellow flag does come out here on lap number 30.
Guys, I'm sitting here watching 83. Joel Barreco started 17th. He's followed all the way back to 25th right now.
Yeah, I'm sure his game plan here, keep that car clean till this competition caution, keep it on track, stay on the lead lap, and as long as he can do those things, I'm sure that'll be a win in his book. As that's the most of the case for all these drivers when they come to a road course. No big mistakes. Keep that car clean, facing the right direction, on track, whatnot. And you could come out here with patting yourself on the back, let's say.
I'm listening to comms here, guys. Just heard the 8 about a half a lap ago, slammed into the wall somewhere. I did not go back and look at it, but she said the car's fine and still going.
Alrighty, that would be some damage to the 8 of Amanda Sherman. The right and left side look pretty good, so don't see too much damage to that car. Maybe a smidge to the right rear, but
looks like she just got loose after she went over the curbing there out of that one corner, and she cranked the inside wall pretty good on the right-hand side. Doesn't look like it hurt it too much, but she's definitely got some right front damage for sure.
Now I'm sitting on TBB's car in that 10. This is going to be a long race for him now. I have to sit there for a whole lap for a little over a minute or so. Man, as he rolls out of the pits.
Yeah, as we see now him in that Penn State number 10 machine rolling off of pit road here. Finally out of that penalty, but already, like we said, a lap down.
James
good
Miller,
news
man.
is-
Go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
The good news is that we have that competition caution, so he'll be able to get that lap back later on.
That is if no one else goes a lap down and wedges themselves between him and the lucky dog.
Then he definitely has some work to do.
Yeah. As we see Brandon Feeney get around Casey Campbell for 22nd. A little bit further up, it looks like Corey Rutherford and Matt Grunberg kind of going at it here a little bit. They make contact. Wow, and both drivers hang on to it. Holy smokes. These guys are going at it for lap number 4 of 66 laps.
No, I realize it's going to be a long race, do they?
Not in their book, no, because they are leaning on each other heavily. We'll have to see what Matt Grunberg does here as he gets a little bit of a run, not too much here as they make their way through the inside part of the Roval.
Kind of looked at James Miller there for a second. A second and a half over second place Mark Arthur right now, man. He has just got that 9 dialed in. 09, excuse me.
Yeah, he is setting some blistering paces last time by. He ran a 1:23.31. Mark Arthur actually last time by ran the best lap of anyone here with a 1:23.0. So, but James Miller from the drop of the hat has been the car to beat so far in the clean air, of course. But we'll have to see if those tires start falling off, because right about now we'll see some drivers starting to get loose as we see Matt Grunberg finally clear Corey Rutherford for P number 10, and that already puts the 54 in the top 10 here 5 laps into this race.
Got to talk to Corey Rutherford before the race. I asked about his changes. He has no changes. Said it was pretty slick under race conditions. And then I asked him what his key was tonight, and his key was throttle control.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people don't realize with road course racing in these heavy stock cars with high horsepowers. It's really about keeping those rear tires underneath you, keep them from overheating, don't slide them around too much, don't short shift if you can, because once you start doing that, you start losing rear drivers. Corey Rutherford off and hard into the barriers here. He throws that thing in reverse, but not sure how much front end damage is. It looks like that left front
tire's not moving.
Yeah, it looks like he might have broke that control arm. He'll get the tow truck and head to pits, and that is a tough break for the 5 cars. We're watching him there.
Yeah, it looks like he just overshot that corner, went in way too hot, and just missed his braking zone. And as soon as he hit that grass, it just took him for a ride.
Yeah, as soon as you hit the grass, just like in any race car, you know, absolutely zero traction. And with these walls being fairly close to the track, let's say, on that inner part of this Roval, it doesn't leave too much room for a mistake, and Corey Rutherford found the edge and sadly went over it.
I'd like to point out right now that Joshua Rutherford, someone we really don't see too much up near the front, but he's running top 10 right now in 7th place, so good run for Josh Rutherford right now.
Yeah, had a pretty good qualifying, put himself inside the top 10 with that 8th place, up 1 position since the drop of the green flag. And yeah, like you're saying, Sam, looking very solid from that 64. But if his pace starts slowing, he's got 2 hungry drivers right behind him of Jason Powell, now Matt Grunberg and Tanner Marr right there, all within about 2 seconds behind that 64 machine.
Guys, I just went down there and talked to Corey Rutherford real quick. He says he want to get her fixed, get her back out there. It's going to take a little bit. He's still in tow. He thinks he just got a little loose coming off that turn there and just slammed that wall.
Yeah, it shows you how easily one little mistake can, you know, bite you and have to have big implications in your race. As we see Jason Powell now side by side with Corey Rutherford, and now Matt Grunberg within 2 car lengths of this battle here. So we're going to see a 3-car battle here going into this front stretch chicane. We'll see who can outbrake who.
Oh, Gruenberg, he's going to get a slowdown penalty for that right there.
Yeah, he had to cut the course big time. Not sure where the 18 was to his right side. Had a little bit more room, but didn't want to chance it too much. And yeah, had to cut that course big time and get a heavy piece of that curb.
So anybody don't know what a slowdown penalty is, if you cut the track short, it will throw it up in front of your face that you have to slow down for X amount of seconds so you don't gain that time on that car in front of you again.
And more importantly, it gives you a certain amount of time that you have to slow down in. So, you know, you can't go a whole lap and then slow down. You got to slow down within, like, I believe it's 30 seconds, or else then you'll get the black flag and have to serve then a penalty on top of it to make your race go from bad to worse.
Yeah, nobody wants to serve a black flag at a road course.
No, they do not, as it looks.
Campbell.
Yeah, just about to say, it looks like the 73 may have just went off track. It looks like in the back stretch chicane, and looks like some heavy left side damage to that Busch Gardens number 73 machine.
Looks like that whole front end's messed up as his. It looks that his right front is locked up too.
Yeah, it looks like for me, the left front's all broken, the control arms, and that thing's definitely limping back to pits.
The best thing he done right there is drive it back to the pits, because we all know, man, it just takes forever to get a tow truck out there to pull you back in.
Yeah, these virtual tow trucks are pretty quick, but you know, never as quick as you'd like them to be, especially on these bigger road course style tracks.
So it looked like Casey just kind of went into, it looks like turn 4 or 5 there and came out. And same thing as Amanda, and got loose and just killed the front end of the car.
Yeah, we're trying to get a replay of it here, and yeah, the right-hander on the infield before the long straightaway, yeah, looks like loses front end traction, and that probably was after contact even, because that's some heavy left side there, and that's what caused that. So tough break here early for the 73 machine.
I just talked to the driver of that 73 machine, Brett Casey Campbell. Said he locked it up and just slid it into the wall. He is going to get her fixed and get her back out there.
Back up at the front, James Miller's lead is down to about 2 seconds even, and he's not really gaining, and he's not really losing any either. It seems like him and Mark Arthur are pretty even. Last time by, Miller was about 0.2 faster, but here at a road course, I mean, you can make up that 0.2 anywhere.
Yeah, you can make it up just in a corner if someone blows that. 0.2 is nothing, as you said, Sam, at these road courses. It looks like, yeah, James Miller pretty neutral, maybe a smidge loose on exit, but if I'd have a race car, you know, you got to have it a smidge loose than tight. So that 09 machine seems to be driving halfway decent here. As it looks like the top 4 all in the 123s. And then the only other driver that is in the 123s is Matt Gruenberg in 8th. So,
guys, I want to talk a minute about that 6th driver, Derek Paulson, sitting in 6th place. I talked to him before the race. Said he was really feeling bad today, really under the weather. Wasn't sure if he's even going to start the race. But, man, look at him right now. He's up there in 6th place, doing a hell of a job in that 6th car.
Yeah, I'm putting the pressure a little bit too. Corey Sherman, he's within right around a half a second of the 3 car. So if Corey does make a mistake, you know, Derek could pounce on that and put himself here in the top 5.
Watching that 24 car also of Chris Carroll. You know, started 21st. He's up in the 13th already, man. And I did talk to him. He says he likes this type of track, likes this kind of racing. So we'll see what he does at the end of the race.
Yeah, he was one of the drivers with that penalty at the beginning that had to start from pit road and making the most of it here as he's slowly getting close to that top 10 mark. I'm sure the more cars you can pass here before that competition caution comes in very much handy as to have less cars to pass once they get to that yellows. Woo, they catch that 83 car there and had to jump on the binders big time. That 24 machine had to there of Chris Carroll.
Gets around him clean, though. No harm, no foul. And Chris Carroll's going to go see if he can't run down race. Clark now is running in P11. Haven't said too much about him tonight.
Yeah, nice, quiet, solid day. Started towards the back with Matt Gruenberg there, and been slowly making his way up through the field as well.
Constance Keith, I'll give you a big old Tanner Moore in that Ford car. He started 12th, but currently running in 10th. He's not doing bad out there.
Nope, up 2 positions inside the top 10. I believe catching that 64 machine of Josh Rutherford here, at least keeping pace with him in the 18. So
that time by, it looked like Joshua was about 0.3 faster than Tanner.
Yep, that was the case. So yeah, Josh maybe finding his stride, maybe got past that last lap or whatnot. So that 64 machine with a solid lap time there.
Another.
Well, lap time, and he's also running consistent lap times. I mean, I saw him in the practice earlier, and he was doing quite a few laps, and he wasn't doing too bad. So as long as he can get that consistency down, we should see that 64 probably finishing in the top 10 today, I'd say.
Kind of watching that 89 car. He's up 4 spots, starting 20th. He's in 16th. Philip Van Vliet got her going, boys. We'll watch out for him too, I guess. I mean, everybody's doing pretty good out here, I think, guys. But the best one yet right now, what is he? A little over, almost 3 seconds even over Mark Arthur in that 09, James Miller.
Yeah, he is in his own zip code here for a little bit. Has increased his race lead, like you said, Terry, 2-3 seconds, and just putting in those consistent, clean laps and getting ready probably for some green flag pit stops here within the next 10 laps. And actually, Dalton Kilroe, guys, has started to reel in Mark Arthur here within half a second now of the 12.
I got to talk to Dalton at the beginning of the race too. He says he didn't make any changes. Again, he was another one that said that the car just was skating pretty bad. Stay in control was his key words tonight for what he's going to have to do to get that car moving. And right now, he's all over the back of that 12 car, Mark Arthur.
Yeah, even in the braking zone, the 41 machine closed up on the 12 about a car length, almost car length and a half. So that 41, he's good at saving fuel. I think he's also pretty good at saving tires for a long run. It definitely seems like Dalton has something figured out because that car looking like it has a lot of traction there, both braking and corner exit. It looks like he's going to try and use that to his advantage to get around this 12 car at some time.
He's just trying to work it, just figure out where he can get around that 12 car, I believe.
Yep. Waiting for that one mistake, and Mark seems like a pretty consistent driver, so he might have to wait a little bit to find out when that 12 car does make a mistake, if he can take advantage of it.
I think as long as Mark keeps his eyes off that mirror, I think he'll be fine.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'll talk about some other guys here. Drivers, I should say guys. We do a female out there. Talk about Amanda in that number 8. She said she did change her offset a little bit and the brake bias. She did says it drives like a dump truck, but or her 1999 Jeep Wrangler. So the 8 car of Amanda Sherman started 10th, fell back to 17th so far.
Yep, one of the biggest cars moving in the wrong direction is that 8 machine. Same with that 42 machine of Kyle Wellman. Also, Dalton Kilroe did complete the pass on Mark Arthur, so new second place, Dalton Kilroe. I don't know if he can run down that 4-second lead to James Miller, but he'll at least try. As most of the field pretty spread out here throughout this track.
It looks like Dalton ran a 125.05 to James Miller's 124.31. So Miller's still putting down some solid lap times, just walking away with it.
Yeah, James Miller absolutely hauling for speed-wise and continuing to keep that speed. But there is still one other driver in the 124s that last time by, and it was the 54 of Gruenberg, finally having a little bit of clear track as he tries to reel in the 6 of Derek Paulson.
Guys, I think these tires are starting to go away from these guys. I'm starting to see a lot of guys slide up into the wall now. Brandon Feeney done it. John Perkins done it. So, man, maybe it's time to pit and get to the tires.
Yeah, as we see.
We are about 15 laps in, Terry. Remember, field window 15 to 20 laps. So start looking for these guys to start coming down pit road.
Yeah, I think the first taker, we saw him falling down pretty early, is Kyle Wellman, as the race leader, James Miller, in pit road. Lap number 15, he gives up the race lead.
And it looks like he's the only one to take it except Gruenberg. Gruenberg also coming down pit road.
Yeah, so interesting. Not too many people wanted to short pit and split this one pretty much right down the middle, maybe a smidge on the early side. So I would have to expect we'll see a very busy pit road next time by, with I think most of the field coming down here.
James Miller on his way back out. Got his 4 fresh tires and full tank of fuel, I'm sure of, and see what he does with this, make a light work of these guys some more.
Yeah, as he comes out from pitting in first, only drops back to 6th place, so shows you how spread out this field really is here tonight.
Matt Grunberg does 4 in fuel. He's back out.
Looks like Dalton might be going another round, or is he going to come down this time? Coming down this time. Ooh, locking it up there. Mark Arthur electing to go one more lap, though, so give the lead over to Mark Arthur in the number 12.
Yeah, as most of the field also stays on out for another lap. Dalton Kilroe, the only leader now. Corey Sherman will dive down pit road as well. Yeah, Mark Arthur will take over the race lead, get a point for lead in the lap here.
About 80 degrees in Charlotte here right now with a track temp of 118, so you know those tires are going to be going away super fast. So I'm wondering if Mark's going to play the have fresher tires strategy here like he likes to do.
Yeah, well,
so I stayed on the 41 car, Dalton Kilroe, as he hit pits. Same thing with him, 4 fresh and a full tank of fuel, guys.
Yeah, Mark Arthur in some pretty heavy lap traffic there. That will slow him on down. Also has Kyle Wellman passing him on fresh tires. So this may slow down the 12 car big time for staying out on track. So he might lose a little bit of ground to some cars around him, being stuck in this heavy lap traffic that he is right now.
Yeah, and you can see the difference in tires right there. Is Kyle Wellman's actually on 4 fresh tires right now, and he's pulling on Mark Arthur. So those 4 fresh tires definitely make a difference.
That they do, as Mark Arthur elects to stay out another lap. Like you said, Sam, I think he's going to try and push it as long as he can and try and use those fresh tires and really push on them when he decides to take them.
And it's a smart thing to do, right? Like, he's going to have fresher tires later on in the race. He's going to be able to catch these guys when they're 2-3 seconds out just because of those just few lap fresher tires. And it's just crazy how it makes such a big difference in racing in general, that tires, you can drive through the field on a green white checker with 4 fresh tires. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that number 12 tonight and just see how that strategy plays out for him.
That we will, because most likely everyone's going to take tires at that competition caution, kind of re-rack the strategy and set everyone on a straight playing field. But from that point, it's going to be all up to the drivers and the crew chiefs to try and make the right call on what to do and when to pit.
The only thing, Brett, is the longer Mark Arthur stays out is the more time Miller's going to gain on him, I think, when he finally does decide to pit.
Yeah, and I'd be worried for the 12 car that someone like, let's see who's already pitted, like, I guess Matt Grunberg has been the only one really behind Mark in the running order, as they do, as we see the 12 car down pit road this time, to undercut him and really cut into kind of the lead he had over the cars behind and let them jump him, so then he starts deeper during this one restart we'll have here tonight.
Watching TVB, guys, he hit the pit lane, he got him for fuel, got him for fresh tires. I'm watching Mark Arthur now. Let's see what he does in that number 12 car.
Yeah, as Ty Marasco elects to stay out another lap, he'll lead a lap here as we get a little bit of cloud cover over part of the racetrack here.
Mark Arthur down and away, 4 fresh Goodyears, full tank of Shell fuel.
Yeah,
You mentioned that cloud coverage, Brett. I noticed the track temperature has actually gone down 4 degrees. So, again, that strategy Mark's playing. Track temperature's a little bit cooler. He's not going to wear those tires as much. He's going to have the freshest tires out there. And just keep an eye on for him to come through the field.
Yeah, we'll see some flying lap times here as these drivers probably will push these tires a little bit, try and get some track position, get some speed with these fresh general tires. As Brandon Feeney big time loose into the chicane in front of the leader, keeps that thing straight though.
Brandon Feeney told me before the race, just plain and simple, not good on road course.
Oh man, and heavy contact for the 24 machine of Chris Carroll. He had to go get the wrecker for that. And it looks like coming out of pit road, he may have lost it. We'll check out the replay here. Again, that USAFirearms.com 24 machine up to speed off of pit road. Comes out behind the 5 car of Corey Rutherford. And yeah, first corner on cold tires. Snaps
man.
hard and, man, heavy contact into that wall.
That was heavy contact.
Guys, Chris Carroll has manually disconnected. His race is probably over for the night.
Wow, yeah, that was some heavy contact. Yeah, I don't think that car was going to be repaired with that contact. And I guess that brings up a whole other dilemma, boys, is cold tires. You know, you got to be a little bit careful. You know, you're used to hauling it in on those hot, sticky tires when you get those fresh ones. You know, takes a minute for them to come in.
Thanks, Aaron. I didn't know they changed the general tires, but not good, Gary says. Yeah, sorry, dude.
So I'd like to point out that after pit stop cycle, James Miller reassumes the lead, but Dalton Kilrow only about 1.9 seconds back instead of the 4 seconds back he was before.
Yeah, I don't know where he made up the time because he pitted a lap later than James Miller, and they had about the same time spent on pit road. Dalton Kilrow maybe a half a second quicker spent on pit road, you know, a little bit better, but James Miller must have really been taking it easy on those new tires and maybe stuck in some heavy traffic because, yeah, Dalton Kilrow ate into that lead about halfway, like you said, under 2 seconds now. Mark Arthur way behind. He's 13 seconds back from Dalton Kilrow and 15 seconds back from James Miller by staying out there.
Well, again, the positive thing is that these guys know that a caution is coming, right? So now, for how much of a gap you have, you know not to push your stuff. You know not to overdrive the car. You're going to get a caution. Everybody's going to be lined back up, and that's when you can really put those tires to good use.
That will be the case. And they know that when they bunch up, you know, that's the time to make some moves, make the passes before you have to worry about, you know, reeling in a guy from 2 seconds back or whatever. So we'll have to see how aggressive everyone is on that restart here in 10 laps.
Guys, 2 laps down, Joe Alberico in that 83 car just pitted. He's got 17 laps on that tires and that fuel, guys. And he just took 4 fresh and a whole tank of fuel.
So one of the longest out there to maybe stretch that fuel. And yeah, who knows with this caution at 30 laps, you know, if someone could stretch it, maybe that's off the pace a little bit, you know, coast it on around there and save a lap or two of fuel. Maybe they can make it in a 1 stop versus 2, and you know that could decide the race with how long it takes to be on pit road here at the Roval. So we'll have to see if anyone decides to go that route.
I did get to talk to Joe actually beginning the race. He said he's going to play with the brakes a little bit, try to get that thing to turn. And I think he's just minding his P's and Q's, guys, till the end. Let's see what happens here as the 42 kind of give him a love tap, I think.
Yeah, as he was racing. Oh, man, big time sideways for Kyle Wellman. Almost got that barrier. That would have been some heavy contact there. Yeah, he was racing the 76 of Rick Thompson there for 16th. And maybe felt like he got a little bit held up by the 83 machine. Gave him a little bit of tap saying, hey, I'm trying to get through here.
After you say that, I look up and see it was the 42. Remember, guys, I told you what he told me. Slow, slow, slow is fast, fast, fast. And he not ran over one.
Yeah. As we're seeing a lot of quick times from these drivers being put down here. A lot of drivers in the 1:23 seconds for the most part. Dalton Kilrow about a 10th quicker than James Miller last time by. So Dalton's pace is looking very good out of that 41 machine.
And he is catching them, too.
And now that time by...
seconds to about a 1.2 second gap. So, yeah, Dalton is catching them.
Yeah, that time by he was a half a second quicker. James Miller with a 124.2. Dalton Kilroy with a 123.7. Looks like the 63 machine of Brad Lawson got into some trouble. We'll see what happened to him in turn number 1 here. As he loses maybe his braking point due to the 83 car of Joe Alberico. Try and get around him cleanly, and looks all right so far, so he must lose it. He loses it, getting on the loud pedal a little too aggressively. And that car at least still looks intact for the most part. Looks like tries to get it out of the leader's way, does a great job doing it, and then calls for the tow truck there. So,
guys, at 38, Brandon Finney, he is back in pits.
Battle for the lead. For the lead, Dalton Kilroy and James Miller.
Yeah, going side by side. Oh, and contact in.
Contact.
The dog, he saves it, and they still go side by side with some lap traffic here of Taylor Butcher Benjamin, putting them 3 wide here in turn 3.
They're still going to be side by side coming down to the last chicane here. Nope, looks like Dalton's going to get the advantage on the 09. He's going to fall back in line. Dalton now has to get by his teammate, the number 10 of Taylor Butcher Benjamin.
Yeah, and Taylor Butcher Benjamin trying to stay just 1 lap down here compared to the race leader, so he's really trying to drive his butt off here and keep to that 1 lap down to, like we said, try and keep that lucky dog position, or at least get the wave around or whatnot, because that will be all important for him to get on this lead lap. He's now maybe holding up he's letting the leaders go here. As James Miller all over the back bumper of the 41 machine. Now we know the 41, didn't do the contact on purpose, but, you gotta wonder how long does it stick in James Miller's mind there, the contact.
We're gonna have to keep an eye on this battle and see what happens. Looks like Dalton might be pulling away on him a little bit here.
Yeah, looks like another car with an incident. The 38 of Brandon Feeney had some sort of issue.
Taylor Butcher Benjamin locked him up. I'm sorry, Brett, but he locked him up getting into that last chicane there. Managed to stay out of trouble and not hit anybody, but he sent it in pretty deep trying to stay on the lead lap.
Oh, right now the score and timing shows him down 2 laps there, Sam.
All right, trying to get one of his laps back.
There you go. Good.
All
I think
right.
his man is 1 lap down.
As while that slows on down, we'll see what happened to the 38 car of Brandon Feeney. Looks like maybe some trouble into turn number 1 here a lap or 2 ago.
So, guys, right now we have 17 cars on the lead lap. Rick Thompson being the last one on the lead lap. We got Amanda Sherman, Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Joe Alberico, Brad Lawson, Brandon Feeney, Chris Carroll, Corey Rutherford, Casey Campbell, and Randy McAvoy rounding out the top 26 there.
Yeah, we just watched replay 2, the 38 of Brandon Feeney, and got into turn 1 too hot, boys, and locked him on up and went straight into that barrier and some pretty heavy front end contact. So I don't know if we'll see the 38 car out there on track anymore here tonight.
Guys, that 8 car of Amanda Sherman hit the wall again. She seems to be going okay. Hope she keeps that 8 straight.
Exactly. I believe, the first car a lap down as they run, so she's going to need to keep that position as she is in the lucky dog position.
Brandon Feeney getting that 38 worked on still, guys.
Yeah, he's got some pretty heavy front end damage as well.
As we look for the battle for 6th place, Derek Paulson drives easily around Corey Sherman there. He will retake 6th place in the 6th car. Matt Gruenberg, though, he's now in the top 5 here, kind of running on his own. A little bit of gap between the cars behind and the cars in front. Ty Marasco trying to reel in Mark Arthur, about a second back from our third place runner, that being the 12 of Mark Arthur here.
Guys, we have Brandon Feeney in the in-care. I can pull him in real quick, talk to him if you like.
Sure,
Bring him
let's
on in, Terry.
let's talk to the driver of the 38 machine.
Brandon Feeney. You got Brett the Jet, Sam Bumgard, Terry up here. You got us?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear.
What happened out there, brother? That 38 looks a little damaged up on the front end.
I found the heartburn turn. I forgot that was such a sharp turn and forgot to brake until it was too late.
How much time you got left there in the pits, buddy?
I think I still got 13 minutes of repairs. I'm going to repair it and come back out and see if I can pick up any more spots.
Well, 10-4, we wish you the best of luck. I'm sure you can pick up, let's see. Yeah, there's probably a few spots you might be able to pick up, brother.
Well, I got to try at least, right? It's all about points at the end of the year.
That's true. All these points add up at the end of the year, that's for sure. So, good luck to you, man. Thanks for talking with us.
No problem. Hopefully we'll see you in a better situation next race.
Yes, sir. That was Brandon Feeney, driver of the 38 car. A little bit of damage. You heard him say he's got a little bit of time left there in the pit lane to get that thing fixed up and back out on track.
Yeah, his crew's hard at work trying to piece back together that car as we got a battle maybe starting to heat up here for the 10th position. Josh Rutherford has been reeling in the 4 of Tanner Marr.
Oh, Gruenberg just slapped the wall, guys. I don't think it's hurting him at all. I just happened to click on him as he hit it.
Doesn't look like he has any damage on anywhere on his car. Might have just gave it a nice scrape. These cars are like tanks now.
Yeah, the only thing you have to worry about with these cars is getting in that old wall glue with these bodies being hung out a little bit. But besides that, like you guys said, as long as you don't hit damage the suspension on these things can take a beating in the body.
Back up to the lead. It looks like Dalton Kilroy catching some lap traffic is allowing James Miller to start to close the gap, but still not able to get there to make a move.
Yeah, the race lead down to 1 second here as they put a lap down the 76 machine of Rick Thompson.
Guys, we're only a few laps away from taking a caution here and taking us a little break. Let these guys get back on the pit lane, get some fuel, get some fresh tires again, and take a breather.
Yeah, because up here in the booth, you know, there's a lot going on here. I couldn't imagine what it's like being out there in these cars wheeling these things because they look like they are a handful out here at the Roval here today.
You guys, Sam, I know you drive this car, well, was driving it with us. But Brett, have you got in this car with the new tire model?
I've done a few races with it, and yeah, they definitely are very heat sensitive, I like to say. You know, you start getting them sideways a little bit. Oh, contact here for the race lead. Don Kilroy and James Miller. Don Kilroy being held up by Phil Van Fleet a lap down here. And James Miller sent it on in there, made a little bit of contact. So these guys going at it. But yeah, these tires very heat sensitive, I like to say. Once you lose the traction, you got to be very gentle on these tires. Let them come back a little bit, but you'll never get back what you had once they start going.
Very true. And Philip, as an awesome racer that he is in that 89 car, he moved over and let these leaders go, man. They knew he knew they were racing hard, and he just moved over, let them go.
Yep, and then he's got to hope that they don't catch Kyle Wellman here early. As, oh, I heard some contact.
Paul Elson, guys.
Yeah, Paul Ellison looks like out of the backstretch chicane, might have lost it. We'll check out the replay, see what happened to the 55 Red Diamond machine.
He's got her back out there running speed, so I don't think he hurt his car a whole lot.
Got on the gas too hard coming out of that backstretch chicane and just nosed it into the wall, it looks like.
Yep, got a little bit of left-right motion, and the big bummer for that 55 machine, that puts him a lap down here. He's the first car a lap down now. As these guys got about a lap and a half of racing left before this stage caution. Don Kilrow trying to drive away from that '09 machine now that he has a little bit of clean air now.
So I just heard the conversation between Dalton Kilrow and Mark Arthur. So once Dalton or James Miller, Mark, or whoever, once they cross that start-finish line, they are going to count to 4, throw the caution, taking lap 31, basically.
All right.
Now, Paul Ellison, he'll be the first car a lap down. Oh, my scoring timing just changed. Never mind. Yeah, 1 lap down. So
Oh,
he'll have the lucky dog. Now, Sam, you know what it's like trying to get a lucky dog spot back in a road course.
I do, but Terry, I'd like to add that second place, James Miller just came down pit road along with Matt Grunberg in 54.
so some strategy going on. Pin wild screen, losing some track position, let's say, for the stage caution, but they won't have to come in during the yellow. So an interesting call. I like it. It might put them on the front row for this restart. The big thing they got to just worry about is staying on that lead lap.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's a very smart call. All these other guys, drivers, got to come back down through here and do the same thing they're doing. And, yeah, a very could be get that 54 and that 09 up there together.
Yeah, as no one else decided to come down pit road there. As Don Kilrow now all by himself out front here. Just got to hit his marks here and bring that 41 to win at least the first half of this race till that stage caution.
Now, he's got almost a 40-second gap. I'm sorry, 9-second gap over second place Mark Arthur. I think I'd just let it cruise into there.
Yeah, he is slightly catching that 42 machine, but as we see Don Kilrow now this time down pit road, and man, he drove that thing in there deep, just got it woed up, I think, to that.
Is he pitting before the caution's coming out? Is that what I'm seeing right now?
Yep, he is. He's down pit road right before this stage caution.
So he's trying to get that track position. He saw what James Miller did, probably noticed what Gruenberg did. As the caution flies, and Dalton's going to try and get that track position. So I'd probably say your front row, like you said, Brett's going to be Miller and Gruenberg, and then Dalton probably running in third.
Yeah.
Guys, I just caught Casey Campbell slam the wall again in that 73 car after he's been in the pit road, got it fixed.
As the 41 rolls off here, and it looks like he's just going to beat the 09 machine out on track. So Don Kilrow might be leading us to green flag.
That was a really good call by Dalton to bring it down pit road right before the caution came out. That was really smart.
Yeah, that was definitely some heads-up driving from the 41. As long as everything was open, you know, both pit road entry and pit road exit were open and not closed, he should be the race leader when it comes around to it. As yeah, we'll take a look at the replay for the 73 machine here, Terry, and see what happened to Casey Campbell.
He's back out on track moving, but I think all he done was scrub the wall a little bit.
Yeah, I got loose in the inner part. Actually got a piece maybe of Tanner Marr just a little bit, and then got that 73 machine rolling. As we head back live and watch the field, try and catch this pace cars. Looks like Mark Arthur finally caught on up to it, and this will finally bunch up this field. Looks like we have about 15 cars on the lead lap with the leaders pitting. It actually let Paul Ellison re-get his lap back. So it looks like Phil Van Fleet will be tonight's lucky dog here at the Roval.
Cal Wellman talking to Jordan McAvoy, asking him to please hit the gas, catch up that field.
Yeah, because there seems like a lot of cars still spread on out through this field. Most of them now to the infield part, but a few cars still on the backstretch trying to catch this pace car as it starts to head out onto the big track in turn number 1.
You know what's funny with iRacing, with the pace cars on the road courses? Those things just fly around here.
Oh yeah, sometimes they're hauling the mail, and then all the times they'll be like this, where it's like, man, is that all we're getting? We're out here like pacing 40 miles an hour.
All right, we got to slow down, guys. I want to say something here about the reason Sam and I are in here, if you guys don't mind. So, Brett, you've seen the text. We talked. We've done a lot of stuff. So, guys, Brett has taken another position at his job, which is better in his life, which is awesome, I think. So, Brett, this will be his last race, and starting next week with the All-Star race, Sam and I will be taking over the broadcast job for the end of the season. So Sam and I are stepping away from our cars and jumping in this broadcast booth. So we wish Brett the best with his endeavors, his future endeavors, I guess, with his job. And never know, maybe next season Brett will be sitting back up here doing all this so Sam and I can race again.
Yeah, because thank you very much, Terry. I appreciate all the kind words and stuff. And yeah, it definitely has been a blast to be a part of the Blazing Battles family and all that. And calling the racing action is it's always action packed. And always, like I said, the night number 1, I was blown away with the car count and everyone turning on up. It's been awesome to be a part of. So yeah, if I ever get some free time, I would love to jump back in the booth with you boys. And yeah, hopefully in future we can make something else work as we see most of the cars down pit road here, except for those 3 that we saw pit early. And then the question, I wonder who comes in for a second pit stop, maybe top off on fuel before the before we restart this race, and maybe tries to make it the 1 stop and does the opposite end of the spectrum. Is Mark Arthur, guys, a very long pit stop. Did the 12 get a penalty there or something, as he's still stuck in his pit stall?
Wow, I'd almost bet he did of some sorts. Trying to go back and look. Yeah, they're not even working on his car.
Yeah, you got to wonder, sometimes you can get a little funky with pit road with these cars with the pace car location. Sometimes you can get dinged for that. I wonder if he got dinged for passing the pace car while heading into pit road.
I'll be right back. I'm going to go find out.
All right, Terry. You go run down pit road and find out what you can find from the 12 camp. As actually, with it re-racks, it looks like James Miller will lead us to green. Dalton Kilroe in second. Matt Gruenberg third. Ty Marasco in fourth. And Derek Paulson rounding out the top 5.
So, Mark Arthur, he just had a little bit of damage, guys. That's all. He wanted to get it fixed. He said the car wasn't feeling right, so he's got to run it better and see what that 12 does now.
Yeah. The question is that worth it, the damage repair, to fall back in the running order like that? He'll be in the Hornets' nest back there in 13th, that is for sure.
Well, I'm sure we're going to find out here really quick.
That will definitely be the case here as the lights are still on the pace car. That means we'll probably see a lap and about a quarter left before we go back. Green flag racing for the last half of this race. It looks like Taylor Butcher Benjamin will be waved around here with 1 lap to go. He'll at least get one of his lap backs here.
So, Brent, if you don't mind, let's tell everybody exactly what you're going to be doing when you walk out of the booth tonight.
Yeah, so I actually got a promotion there at my job working over at Pfizer there, so pretty cool stuff, some cutting edge biomedical stuff, and upgrading from just let's say, an operator on the floor making the machines run good to now an actual process engineer job, so making sure the whole line runs good. So I'm definitely pumped up for that. Sadly, it's going to be on third shift, so that's why I can't continue these broadcasts. They're definitely cut close for jumping in at work, so I'll definitely be tuning on to these boys, watching the streams at work when I can, but definitely excited to see where the future goes from here, and maybe get some extra spending money to, get back into the real life racing, because that's still, sadly, everything else is going up in price, and the race car stuff is as well.
Oh, I bet it has. I bet it has. But, on Sam's behalf and mine, buddy, I tell you what, if you got time, you want to jump in with us, I don't think Sam's going to care. I know I won't.
Alrighty. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'd love to jump on in when I can, because it's always a great time watching these guys do battle on these tracks here, and I can't wait to see the playoffs, especially that. I'll definitely be tuning on in when that comes around here in the late half of this season. As it looks like lights are out on this pace car, we'll go.
We got a wreck out here, guys.
Uh-oh.
Kyle Wellman, and I can't see who the other car is.
Looks like maybe Joe Alberico in the 83 machine.
I believe it was, yes.
All right, we'll throw the replay on under yellow here and see what happened to these guys.
Oh, Joe is off track again.
Yeah, it looks like, the 83 got into the side of the 42 under yellow here. Not sure if it looked like the 83 was kind of under speed trying to catch up to this field. The 42 trying to let him by, it looks like, and they make some contact here under yellow. Looks like they both get it going back in the same direction, but you got to wonder what kind of damage those cars have to them now.
Guys, I don't know what Kyle Wellman's doing, but he is really, really slow on track. I don't know if he's waiting on somebody or what he's doing.
Yeah, I assume he got some sort of penalty out track. Same with Corey Rutherford. He's hanging far back. Same with Brandon Feeney. So not sure if they're waiting for one specific car or waiting on each other or whatnot. So we might have some black flags.
Kyle Wellman was waiting on somebody.
As they got to sort it out here soon, because the iRacing safety car about to head down pit road, and we'll wait for the 09 machine of James Miller to firing off. We saw him get that great start at the beginning. This time he's in the other lane. We'll see what kind of restart he can get as we get ready to go back to racing action here at the Roval. As he jumps on a Dalton Kilrow, big time sideways as well. As we see him dive into turn number one, Dalton Kilrow does it in the big James Miller heavy contact.
Oh, he takes him out.
Oh my goodness. That was some heavy contact between the race leaders, and they're not going to be happy campers after that one. We'll have to see a replay of what happened at the start between the 41 and the 09 machine.
Dalton Kilrow taking the blame for that one, guys.
Yeah, like we said, cold tires, racing back at it, trying to outbrake your fellow drivers. And, the 41, just too much speed into turn number one. We'll see it from the backside here. Get on the binders. That thing steps out from underneath him, tries to keep it off him, and that car goes straight into the side of the 09. Heavy contact for both of those cars in the wall. I'm surprised more people didn't get involved with that. You see his cars wreck and smoke in front of you, and then you start losing control of your own car.
You guys, that just gave Matt Gruenberg the green light just to go.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Once again, Matt Gruenberg out here leading a race. He's got Ty Marasco trying to give him some chase here, but oh man, the 54 definitely pushing hard, trying to make this gap as big as possible. As you see him wheel spinning at the start-finish line.
Looks like he's just trying to get a gap here between him and Ty Morosco. last time by, of course, with all that stuff going on, Ty Morosco was about a 1 second slower than Matt Grunberg, but we're going to have to see what he puts down this time by.
Yeah, because Matt Grunberg does have a little bit of usage on those tires pitting while his green flag, catching up to the pace car and whatnot and that sort of stuff, whereas Ty Morasco probably has a half a lap or so fresher tires, so we'll have to see if that comes into play at all.
Guys, if you ever say TBB did get one of his laps back, so now he's only a lap down, showing in 20th place, 13 laps down.
Yeah, the unfortunate part about that is that now with the one competition caution being thrown, he's not going to be able to get his lap back, so he's just going to have to pretty much ride where he's at and finish where he is and get some points out of it today.
Yep.
Yeah, let me correct myself. I said 13 laps down. I'm sorry. He fell 13 spots. I'm sorry.
Yeah, as we see, he's not able to recover from that one lap penalty that he received 2 weeks ago, so a bummer to have that penalty at a race like this. As Matt Grunberg just put down the fastest lap of the race so far, a 1:22.11. So he is absolutely out here hauling the mail. He's not saving any sort of tires for later in this run.
Ty Morosco ain't far behind him, but, man, let's see what he does here.
Yeah, about 4/10 slower, so, not too much at all, but, still slower, so you got to hope the one car may be saving some tire compared to this 54, because this 54 is all go right now.
I'd like to point out the 0-2 of Race Clark. He's up 14 positions sitting in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, first time we've seen the 0-2 machine in the top 5 here tonight. Looking pretty sporty here as he's catching the back bumper of Corey Sherman for 4th as well.
I don't know who Mark Arthur's talking about, but he said somebody was blinking, I guess. And it sounded like it scared him a little bit.
Might have been Randy McAvoy. It looks like he's right in front of him. Or, I'm sorry, Jordan McAvoy, the number 21.
Yeah, I know there's always a few drivers that have some blinking issues. I think the 21 is one of those. I know another culprit of that is the 16 machine. He's actually not out here as well tonight either, so.
Yeah, I was surprised to not see Ian show up tonight. Just would have figured I'd see him tonight. He's been in every other race so far, so it's a shame to not see the 16 out on track at least.
Yep.
Yeah, but Sam, as much as he blinked, he might be out there.
That's very true, Terry. He could be.
Yeah, as we see Jordan McAvoy trying to drive the wheels off that 21 machine to try and keep Mark Arthur behind him, but Mark Arthur coming on through this field, restarted about the 13th position, already up to 9th and trying to make it up to 8th here if he can get around this 21 machine as he looks to the inside here in the backstretch chicane.
Guys, I'm looking back at 15th, 16th places, Miller and Kilrow. Those boys are still racing each other kind of hard.
Oh, I bet these guys probably not happy with each other. Two of the best cars out here been up front all day and then have it pretty much your race thrown away like that with no more yellows. Definitely a tough pill to swallow.
Kind of watching the 41 of Dalton. Looked like he gets in a grass just a little bit going through that, I guess you call it a bus stop chicane, whatever heck it is up there on the front.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of places around this track, everyone's using up the track to the very extremes, putting their tires pretty much in the grass, right off track, really trying to use up any sort of running pavement that they can.
I tell you what, the Miller and Kilrow both just got past the 89 of Phil Van Fleet and his 89. They are making progress, though.
They are. They had to, of course, wait for the whole field to go on by before rejoining and getting back up to speed. And yeah, they are making some pretty good time, both in the 123s, the low 123s, and most of the cars in front of them in the mid 124s. So these guys will be trying to get through this field as quickly as possible and probably trying to get at least back up in the top 10. It might be a tall order to get back up in the top 5, though. If you see James Miller get right up to the back bumper of Kyle Wellman, this will be the battle for 13th. But then had to wait a while for the throttle in the chicane. Very tough to see the apexes in that chicane with a car right in front of you like that. And that allows Dalton Kilroe to close on up to this battle.
I tell you what, we got to keep an eye on this battle here between Kilroe, Miller, and Wellman. I know the 42 and the 09 have had some. Oh, never mind. That just went out the window as Wellman went off track. As I was going to say, the 42 and the 09 have had problems before, so I was curious to how the 42 was going to race him.
Well, I'm sure he didn't intend to go to the grass like that, Sam, but that's how it ended up.
Yeah, I started talking about him, and he went to the grass, so. That old broadcaster's curse.
Yep.
We're not even full-fledged yet, bud.
But it's a common curse. As, oh, man, looks like some heavy damage to the left side of Joe Alberico as he's coasting on the apron there. Not sure what happened to him, but some heavy front-end contact.
I'll keep an eye on. Oh, well, oh.
Back up to the front, Grunberg's just pulling out. I mean, 3-second lead over Ty Morosco. He's running 122.9s to Ty Morosco's 123.4s.
Yeah, Matt Grunberg is laying down the laps right now and setting the pace for the whole field by a good margin, because Ty Morosco, the only other car in the 123s besides Mark Arthur, and then Matt Grunberg, only car in the 122s by a long shot. So this 54 still keeping some incredible pace out here. And yeah, to third place already, 10-second gap from our race leader.
Guys, I'm watching the 83 of Joe Alberico. He's coming down pit lane. I looked at his car, the front left wheel, tire, all that stuff is just really screwed up. So he has no steering on that left front of that car. I'll run down and see what's going on.
Someone we haven't really mentioned tonight, Jason Powell on the number 18. He's running in 6th spot. He's up 5 positions from where he started this race. I know Jason's not really much of a road course guy. He's definitely a short track guy. He used to crew chief cars back in the day. But he's having a really good run there for not really being a road course guy. He's running in 6th position.
Yeah, that is the case, Sam. You know, right in this battle with Race Clark and Corey Sherman in front of him, got Mark Arthur behind him. So in with some talented drivers right now. And, yeah, holding his own.
Guys, I got to talk to Joe Alberico just for a second there. He said it just got away from him there on that backstretch and got into the wall a little bit. He had about 8 minutes repair. He's going to get that 83 back out here and get him some points.
Tell you what, another person still managing a good run so far is that 64 Joshua Rutherford. He's out there. We've seen him up in the top 5 at one point in time. Had a little bit of an incident, but he's still right up there in the top 10.
I got to talk to Josh Rutherford there, Sam, at the beginning. Dude, same thing. Very skatey, and he says he's just got to be consistent. And the way it looks, he's being very consistent.
Yeah, he's definitely being really consistent as he's caught the back of Jordan McAvoy here, the number 21. He seems to be pulling on him, losing him, pulling on him, losing him. But let's see if we can't get around him here and get Josh up into 9th place.
Yeah, we had some 3-wide action there between John Perkins, James Millers, and Paul Ellison. All 3-wide in turns 3 and 4 there as James Miller trying to get around the 33 car. The 33 car also looking pretty good out here. Of course, getting passed now by James and Dalton. But John Perkins, pretty solid. He was up 10 positions, now up 9 positions from where he started, and having a nice, quiet but solid day, keeping that thing on track and the right direction, keeping it out of trouble as well.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to talk to John a few times, and he's another one. He's not really a road course guy, but he'll get out there, he'll run consistently, and he'll manage to get a decent finish. So for him to be in the top 15 right now, that's a good point stay for him, and he just needs to bring it on home.
Guys, I'm watching 18 and Jason Powell. Yeah, I said earlier, Jason's kind of racing hurt, his back problems, sitting in that rig, and he's not doing bad at all. He's up 3 spots in 8th place, so he's got that car dialed in, I think. I think he's trying to. I'm sorry, Sam. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, Terry, after that spin, James Miller and Dalton Kilroy both have made their way back up to 11th and 12th position. Last time by, it looks like Dalton ran a 124.5, Miller a 123.8. So Miller's turning the same lap times as the leader right now, and Dalton's not too far behind. So just keep an eye on them to keep coming through the field.
Guys, somebody's name we haven't really mentioned in 4th place right now, Corey Sherman in his 3 car. He's up 1 spot there. We're qualified 5th. I don't know what he's doing. I did talk to Corey Sherman at the beginning. He said the setup felt great. He says the 3 car is dialed in. He just wants to keep it on track tonight.
One interesting thing, we asked a lot of the drivers if they had any real-life racing experience, and I got a response from Corey Sherman, and his response was he beat Dalton Kilroy in karting. So, had to make that point on the broadcast.
We may have to do that every week, so.
I'm pretty sure we're going to. So I tell you what, Terry, Michael Falk Racing Designs, his team, having a good run so far right now. He's got 2 cars in the top 5. Actually, yeah, 2 cars in the top 5. Ty Marosco to number 1 and the number 6 of Derek Paulson.
We both know about Ty, no practice Ty, so I think he's doing pretty damn good for not running any laps today.
I caught him in one of the practices. He only turned a few laps, but that's about normal for him.
Oh, okay. I must have been outside doing something. Yeah, I got good news today. My daughter is having twins here around October, so that makes number 9.
Oh, wow.
8 and 9.
Oh, man. Well, congratulations there, Terry. That's awesome news out of your camp over there.
Thank you, sir.
Got a battle here for 9th spot between James Miller and Joshua Rutherford. Josh managed to get around the 21 of McAvoy and is now trying to hold off Miller. And we know how fast Miller is. It looks like Josh might let him by here in the chicane. He's going to break a little bit early and allow Miller to get the inside. No, Miller's going to back out of it.
Yeah. Yep, they're still going at it. And yeah, that's a car that I don't know I'd be too keen on holding up here is the 09 machine.
Yeah, he's going to go high, and it looks like he's going to let him by and probably going to let Dalton by here, too, before the next chicane.
Guys, Race Clark, Mark Arthur battling it out.
Yeah, it looks like these two side by side.
Side by side. Almost contact there.
Yeah, Mark Arthur locking them up big time. Has to jump on the curb as well. Back on out of it, lose some ground, but now he's got to try and reel in the 02 machine here once again. And guys,
Clark and that 02 up 15 spots. Wow.
Yeah, he's another man on a mission, just like Matt Gruenberg. And guys, it's almost that time again for green flag pit stops here.
Kyle Wellman's in there.
That's going to be the interesting thing, Brett, is when are these guys planning on pitting? We know Mark Arthur stayed out a good 4 or so laps after Miller and Gruenberg did. Dalton pit with that interesting strategy. So everybody has a little bit different tire wear right now, and everybody has a little bit different fuel. So we're going to have to see how this plays out with most of these guys running near the front except for Miller and Kilroy.
42, Kyle Wellman 4 fresh tires, so I think if you'll back out.
Yeah, because I think most of these guys will have to go a few more laps here to make it to the end if they want to get there on one stop. So,
And I tell you what, Terry, you brought up Kyle Wellman, how he just came out of the pits. He's sitting in 16th right now, but you know, he really hasn't had a whole lot of trouble today. That one little incident, he's got a little damage on the right-hand side of the car, but that Rockin' Relics number 42 is looking pretty good right now. I'd give him probably at least a top 10 finish today if he can keep the fenders on it.
yeah. And even though it's kind of weird and totally not common to have a incident under the yellow, it's probably the best place to have it here at the road course is a time when it's under yellow and you know he can bunch back up.
Watching Dalton, Gilroy, James Miller, they just keep passing each other.
Well, they keep passing each other, Terry, but they keep passing each other while passing other cars on track. They just got around Jason Powell, which knocked him back down in the 10th position, which knocked Josh Rutherford back to 11th.
These guys are putting on one heck of a show tonight.
You know, it kind of reminds you of the one actual NASCAR race where Chase Elliott bended in the heartburn turn here and drove back through the field and still managed to win the race. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the 09 of Miller or the 41 of Kilrow get back up into at least the top 5 if they're driving hard enough and they play their strategy right.
Yeah, that would...
Remember, they're still got to pit, get more fuel, and fresh tires again.
Question is who's going to bring everybody down? Who's going to start the whole pit stop sequence? Because once, let's say Ty Morosco short pits Grunberg. I mean, Grunberg has almost a 6-second gap, so Ty probably wouldn't pass him, but he's definitely going to gain some time on him with those fresh tires.
Oh, we were talking about the 42 of Kyle Wellman. Loops it coming out on the big track. It looks like that car is fairly clean, though, so it looks like he kept it off the wall. Oh, actually, maybe a little bit of right side damage and some nose. So 42 machine, we said he needs to keep it clean. He has a little bit of an incident there.
Maybe I should just stop talking about people.
Miller and Kilroy just worked their way around the 4-car Tanner Moore.
Yeah, that moves him up to 7th and 8th here. As, yeah, Kyle Wellman was loose already entering the turn to the big track and looks like, gets it to overcorrect and gets the left side pretty good to that outside safer barrier. So we'll have to see how that 42 machine is running as he is down pit road. So as we see,
I'm gonna stay on him and see what he does.
Yeah, as we see, Sam, you said it. Ty Marasco, first car in, short pin, Matt Grunberg. He's down pit road.
So there you go, guys. That's going to start the pit strategy here. Remember, our fuel window is between 15 and 20 laps. We got about 18 laps to go. Ty Marasco's bringing it down. He's going to get them fresh tires, and he might jump Grunberg depending on if he can get on and off pit road quicker than that can.
Yeah, and Dalton Kilroy in pit road as well, so he's down for his hopefully last stop of the day. Doesn't look like Matt Grunberg has too much traffic in front of him, so that'll at least allow him to put a halfway decent lap down, but Ty Marasco will have the better lap here once he gets out there on those fresh tires.
28 seconds so far with Ty Marasco.
I was going to say,
Ty
Marasco is still sitting in pit road. I'm wondering if he's got a problem or something going on.
Or did he get dinged for speeding? I saw a lot of smoke out of those tires after the pit road commitment cone. So you got to wonder, did the one push it too hard trying to get out every second?
Dalton Kilroy also long time on pit road, guys. Long time on pit road. Ty Marasco's leaving now, but Dalton's still sitting in his box. They've been in there for quite a while, about a minute.
Yeah, Ty Marasco at number 1, almost 55 seconds. Sam and Brett, I almost bet he got a penalty.
Yeah, but that sounds like a 40-second hold on top of a 15-second 4-tire stop. So that might have ended
I'm going to say you're right, Brett.
The night for the 1 car. As we see Matt Grunberg down pit road, he gets 4 tires. He's away normal time. It looks like Mark Arthur will take over the race lead as he stays out on track. A lot of other cars down pit road as well.
It looks like Matt Grunberg had a pit stop time of 14.38. That's a good pit stop. Total time on pit road, 43.25. So just keep an eye on him. Let's see if he's going to be able to maintain the lead. If I was Mark Arthur, I'd be pitting here in the next lap or two, though.
Yeah, I would not want to lose as much time as I did that first stop by going as long as I did, especially with those cars that were right on top of him, both in front and behind. It takes a little bit of effort to get around cars here as Mark Arthur just kisses the wall there. But yeah, Matt Grunberg's crew, very quick stop there with that pit stop, so I'm sure he's got to be paying those guys a hefty little fee for how quick those stops are for the 54 machine.
Kind of makes me wonder what Mark's going to do on this pit stop. He doesn't have a whole lot of time to kill.
I was going to say, do we see anyone get really crazy with this strategy? Maybe go fuel only and try and baby and save some tires, you know, have a little bit shorter of a stop.
Wow, yeah, I don't know about that, man.
As we see Mark Arthur in on pit road this time, looks like he gets it woed up to the commitment cone in time. And that will hand over the race lead to Matt Grunberg, who can pretty much, I think, put it in cruise control for the most part here. With, I want to say, about an 18-second lead over Derek Paulson, the next car that is not down pit road.
Yeah, he's definitely got a heck of a lead. I mean, it looked like Ty Morosco is going to be the one to have something for him, but unfortunately, it looks like they all got penalties.
Mark Arthur did not take tires, guys.
Here we go. He did the strategy. Did not take tires. He comes out right behind Derek Paulson in third place, so he could get a battle for second place. That moves Mark Arthur up onto the podium. Let's see if he can hang on to it, though. He's got Race Clark about 5 seconds back.
Interesting strategy call by the number 12.
I do like it, especially if he was babying his tires at the beginning run and really took good care of him. You know, he could probably make it stretch a good bit before the other tires from his fellow competitors really start falling off. Right now, they'll have a big advantage, but about 5 to 10 laps into this run, you know, I bet they'll be pretty evened out.
Kind of looking through the field, guys. Second place in that 6 car, Derek Paulson. Heck of a job run for him tonight.
Yeah, that is an awesome showing from the 6 car so far tonight. Up there in second with all the issues and staying out there, hitting his marks, minding his own race, and look at up to second. Can't have too many complaints. As that time by Matt Grunberg puts in the fastest lap of the race, almost a 121, a 122.05 out of the 54 machine.
That's flying, too.
Yeah, that's qualifying speed almost.
I'm wondering if James Miller has a little bit of relief now, knowing that Kilrow is nowhere around.
Yeah, with Dolan getting that penalty, now he doesn't have that 41 breathing down his back bumper cover. Can kind of hit his marks, and I mean, James Miller with the solid stop, he's back inside the top 5, folks.
Race Clark, he's still up in the top 5, running 4th in that 02 car, doing a heck of a job.
Yeah, I'd like to point out that out of the top 5, Grunberg and Miller, both are the only 2 in the 122s.
Mark Arthur really slowing his time, Sam.
Yeah, I saw that, Terry. He had a 140.35 last time by. That's wondering if he maybe clipped the wall, got loose or something.
With his pit stop, I think that counted him coming out of pits and onto the track. So I think that's why.
That could have been it too.
I think that's why he was a little bit slow. This will give us a better judge of his lap time, I think, compared to the cars around. If it's anything, it's below 125. So that 12 car is still moving halfway decent with those old tires. I mean, only 4/10 slower than Race Clark behind him on fresh tires. So Mark Arthur could legitimately defend this podium position.
I'd like to say that Derek Paulson ran, not that it's going to affect it too much with that 20-second gap, but Derek Paulson was fastest car that time by with a 123.27 at least to catch Grunberg. James Miller ran another 122.09, so excuse me, James Miller fastest car on track that time by.
Yeah, and Another blistering lap there. A very, very low 122. That 09 machine. He wants some more position. He wants a podium here.
Guys, Amanda Sherman in that 8 car just moved over and let that 41 of Kilroe go. Kilroe is on a tear.
Yeah, I'm sure his day got even more frustrating with that penalty. I'm sure he's driving very angry in that car.
He's got about 8 laps to make up what little. I'm not sure how far he is behind now. I lost it.
Maybe we'll jump on board with the 41 machine with the live in-car shot and see what the 41s, you know, seeing out there on track. And get a look, see what it's like out here wheeling these Arca cars around this Roval, because it ain't no easy task, especially doing it for 66 laps in a row.
Guys, for P4, Miller just passed Arthur for that spot.
Yeah, James Miller still hauling his way through this field here and showing no signs of slowing down here anytime soon. Mark Arthur might be a sin duck here in a few laps.
Yeah, but I tell you what, for being out there on old tires like that, holding his own.
Exactly. That is impressive to see this 12 car matching not quite the exact pace, but similar pace to that. Very impressive.
Guys, I think overall we've had one heck of a race tonight with these guys. I mean, what, 6 laps to go, pretty much, something like that.
I say, Terry, we.
5 laps, sorry.
I was gonna
What's
say.
up, Brett?
I was gonna say, I think we need another competition caution. You know, spice things up even more and re-rack them and send them back off into turn number 1.
That would be interesting.
If NASCAR can do it, why can't we?
Exactly. White flag, and let's just throw the yellow and have them race it on now. Who cares if a Windows net's down or not?
That's right. Remind everybody out there watching tonight, next week, we don't know what track we're going to, but it is the All-Star race. Join Sam and I. We bring you all the action out of probably the top 20, 22 drivers. That has not been set in stone yet, but we will be here.
Yep. Also, we'll be on Turn 3 Racing Network as always, so just be sure to check out Turn 3 Racing Network. Same time, everything. So, guys won't miss a thing. Won't miss a beat. It'll just be a nice, smooth transition.
That will be the case. The only difference, you just won't get to hear my voice, whether good or bad. As we see a battle here, Mark Arthur is getting caught very quickly by James Miller. We'll see this battle out here. The 09
Miller
machine.
ramped that turtle coming.
Yeah, he did.
Finish line.
He is a man on a mission, that 09 machine is, and he might bring along Race Clark with him too, as he's to the inside of Mark Arthur. This is now the battle for 4th.
Side by side down the little short chute here. Looks like Mark's got the preferred line inside. Looks like he's going to clear him here.
Yeah.
Maintain that 4th spot.
The 02's trying the crossover here, not going to make it work. He might have to wait for the braking zone into the backstretch chicane. Try and get
Here's
a big
the thing,
run.
Miller got around Mark, and he is gone.
Yeah, already 2 seconds in front of that battle. 2.5 seconds. So James Miller is hauling the mail. He might get Derek Paulson before this race is over, and that would be an impressive feat to spin on the restart and then get your way all the way back up into 2nd.
And Derek Paulson keeps his eyes out of that mirror, like I said before, on these guys. And run his race. I don't think he's going to have too much of a problem, hopefully, keeping Miller back here. But Miller is on a tear in that 09, man. just hauling it.
Well, he's about 3/10 faster than Derek right now, so he could catch him, but I wouldn't put it past Derek to race him.
I mean, we got 3 laps left, basically.
This is a good this is a good race for Derek Paulson. I know he's been having some struggles this season, so see him in second. I know he's probably going to fight for that second place finish.
Yeah, he'll have to rip off that mirror here when that '09 machine starts getting closer and closer in it, and just worry about hitting his marks and trying his best, because yeah, this '09 machine on a tear trying to catch him here. We're inside of 10 laps to go here, folks. This race is winding on down.
Now, I tell you what, I know we only talked to the top 3 after the races. I'd almost sit here half the night talk to all these guys. Man, it's just been awesome racing and watching these guys.
Oh yeah, and each and every driver I think had some kind of story go on with them tonight.
I just seen that Casey Campbell and Brad Lawson must have hit the walls or something, but they're both still on track running fairly good.
Yeah,
Mark Arthur seems to be pulling away from the 0-2 race Clark. Not really too much of a factor there. Corey Sherman running in P6 all by himself. About 5 seconds behind him, you got Jason Powell, Tanner Marr, and Josh Rutherford going at it right now. Josh is looking to the inside of Tanner here, going into turn 1. Not quite able to get there, though.
Oh,
Round
Josh
out,
Rutherford,
top 10.
big time loose, getting on the throttle there. You know, the rear end gets a little bit light up over those bumps, especially on that incline, and the 64 almost loses it, keeps that thing facing the right direction. And how about Ty Marasco? He's back up inside the top 10 with that pit road speeding penalty, pitted from second, at least back inside the top 10 here in these closing stages.
And again, got to give credit to Josh Rutherford, keeping it inside the top 10, like I told you guys.
Yeah, a very solid day for this 64 machine. Just has to hit 8 more consistent laps. He's got himself a nice top 10 here at the Roval.
8 more. I thought they only done 60.
66 there.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Come on, Terry.
I guess it
Yeah.
does say 66 up there.
I
doesn't
guess it does.
Yeah.
I
A
thought it
few
was
extra
only
laps.
60. Yeah, well, I was kind of helping these guys get done.
Yeah, I'm sure a person like Mark Arthur wouldn't mind if it ended on 60 versus 66.
I wonder if Mark Arthur's feeling that. Man, maybe I should have taken tires
James
now.
Miller, Derek Paulson side by side right now. James Miller just got around him.
Yep. Derek Paulson kind of let him go through and said, you know what? You're definitely caught me from a long distance away. You got it, buddy.
Yeah, and I mean, great comeback for the 09 and James Miller. Obviously, I don't think he's going to make up 30 seconds on Gruenberg.
Yeah, unless Gruenberg, comes down and maybe takes some fuel or takes some tires, I don't think there's catching that 54 machine.
Other than that, everybody seems to be pretty spread out right now. Dalton Kilrow, he's back up to 13th after the whole shenanigans on the restart.
Yep, trying to catch Jordan McAvoy, but about 7 seconds back from him, so that's a pretty tall order. He's got to be about a second quicker each lap.
Trying to go through the field here, guys. The 38 of, oh man. I've been talking to him about Brandon Feeney, yeah. Sorry. Got her sideways. He got her back in her, where he needs to be, back on the track, and trying to get this car around here, man.
Yeah, those rear tires got to be hot on that thing. He's got to be nice and careful for a few corner exits in that 38 liquid moly machine. This guy looks like Kyle Wellman and Rick Thompson coming up behind him. Both those guys battling for position as well.
It's going to take me a minute to learn these guys' car numbers again. I see them on track every week, but I just looked down to see the name. So it's gonna take me a minute to learn everybody again, guys.
By race 4 or 5, you know you'll be halfway decent. At least that's how long it takes me.
I'm watching Grunberg now. Going, I don't know what turns these are. They need to mark these things somehow.
Yeah, I believe this is looks like turns 5 and 6 we're in right now. I just call it the inner loop of the Roval.
I don't think he's even backing off because he got loose a little bit ago. I think coming into the Roval. Got the back end sliding a little bit.
Yeah, he's out here. He's like, how much can I win by? Now let's see what the car still has left in it for tire wear.
Yeah, Miller hasn't really gained any time on him.
Kind of a 3-car battle shaping up here for 8th, 9th, and 10th between Tanner Marr, Josh Rutherford, and Ty Marasco. All of them within 2 car lengths, and looks like Marasco trying to go to the inside of the 64. They'll be side by side, and the one will clear the 64 in the short chute. Now will set his sights on the 4 machine.
Tanner Marr still running good in that 4 car. Still up 4 spots from the start at number 8.
Yeah, inside the top 10 would be a solid night for him, a solid points night as well.
I think Brett finishing this race with your car on track would be a good finish.
Exactly, especially a clean car at that too. That's a big 2 thumbs up from your crew guys and all the fans watching at home.
Kind of looking through the field here, guys. Everybody's pretty much spaced out. I mean, the closest cars we have are, like you said, Tanner Marr, Ty Marasco, and Joshua Rutherford there in 8th, 9th, and 10th. John Perkins out there in 11th. He's pretty much all by himself, just trying to get a good finish out of this thing. 5 laps to go.
Yep, that time by for Matt Gruenberg. We saw the open palm. 5 laps to go for these drivers, and may not seem like a lot of laps. Still a lot of time, though, with how many corners. And I want to say this is like a 2.5 mile road course.
Catching some lap traffic here, the number 55 of Paul Ellison.
Guys, I was listening to race chat. James Miller was actually hunting for somebody to help him maybe slow Gruenberg down a little bit.
Yeah, I think the only way you slow down the 54 that much is by some contact and have him face the wrong direction for a little bit.
Yeah, then it's a wreck. We got to look at it at the end of the race. I don't want to do that tonight.
Exactly. As like you're saying, Sam, the 54 is catching the 55 of Paul Ellison for some lap traffic. The 55 is the last car on the lead lap back there in 15th. But we'll most likely see him jump to the right here in turns NASCAR 3 and 4.
Yeah, he's going to run the wall here and let the 54 by. So it looks like Miller's not going to get no help from the 55.
Yeah, and then it's
Imagine
quite a little bit to Phil Van Fleet, but about the front stretch till
3
the
laps to go
54
this time by.
has to see another lap car. And yep, 3 to go here at the Roval.
Mark Arthur seems like he pulled away from the 0-2 race. Clark looks like he's going to secure 4th position as long as he keeps that number 12 Barbie Ford Mustang clean.
Yep.
Race Clark, same thing. He's running in the top 5, up 14 positions. Looks like if he just keeps his car nice and clean, runs some clean laps, he's going to pull off a top 5 here tonight, Charlotte.
Yeah, Mark definitely didn't have enough time to be good up there catching that 6 car Derek Paulson for that 3rd spot.
They actually ran, Terry, last time by almost identical lap times. A 124.96 for Derek and a 124.95 for Mark.
I mean, unless Derek would do something silly, and I don't see that happening. Mark's going to just have to drive his way and take a 4th and go home.
As we watch here, this battle between these 3 cars still heating on up. Looks like ties.
Got one off track, Corey Sherman. He's in the grass.
Oh man,
Getting
long
back on
time
track.
out in the grass. Finally on track here, but fell back to 7th now.
Fell back to 7th, but he'll still get that TNA banner if he finishes there.
Ha, that's right. We won't hear the end of that tomorrow night. If anybody out there, you can join the TNA drivers for Shop Talk on Monday nights. We start about 8 o'clock at night on, what are we on, Sam? We on Facebook or YouTube? I can't remember.
I'm going to go ahead and look up TNA Motorsports on Facebook. TNA Motorsports on Facebook.
Thank you, sir. And get in there, watch us. We talk about what we done in the race. And, man, we just talk about anything.
That time by, popsicle sticks in the air from the flagman for the 54. 2 laps to go down the back straightaway.
As Ty Marasco goes to the outside, 3 wide here, going into turn number 1 between these guys. Tanner Marr not super aggressive on the loud pedal. Rutherford drives in there very deep. They're 3 wide on corner exit here. These guys going at it for 8th, 9th, and 10th.
Rutherford holding his own, too.
Yeah.
I think Tanner Mars might have a little damage. Look like he was throwing sparks there a second ago.
Yeah. As Matt Grunberg further on back sees the white flag here. He's on 1 lap to go. These guys we're watching here still on 2 laps to go.
Mark Arthur got around Derek Paulson, guys.
Oh, he did. So Mark Arthur up in the podium spots with that strategy to not take tires. That is impressive out of that 12 car.
Seems like the 1, the 64, and the 4 all seem to manage their spaces out. They're going to ride there. Matt Grunberg.
Out there in front.
Yep, getting on the back bumper here, the 89 of Philip Van Vliet.
Yep, I was going to say a little bit of lap traffic. We'll assume the 89 will stay high here. As no siree. He'll slide on down in front of the 54 machine. Luckily, Matt, doesn't have to push the envelope. And he can take his time and doesn't even need to pass the 89 machine if he doesn't need to.
Yeah, I think Phil wants to keep that lap.
Yeah, he wants to finish on the lead lap here. Get that extra lap of racing in. As the 54 machine comes through these last couple corners into the front stretch chicane, Matt Grunberg's going to get it done here once again and pick up another race win. He's going to win at the Roval and be the road course ringer here for their first road course race. It looks like maybe Brandon Feeney, a little bit of an issue for the 38 machine. He gets that thing rolling here. As we jump back a little bit further back, we'll see if Tanner Marr can make a move on the 64 machine. We saw these guys going at it with the 3 wide battle. He's at least in striking distance in this braking zone. We'll see if he can do anything about it, though. As James Miller will finish in 2nd, Mark Arthur in 3rd, Derek Paulson 4th, and Race Clark rounding out the top 5 finishers. We'll be talking to the top 3 here post-race, so don't go anywhere, folks.
Good job by Josh Rutherford. It looks like he's going to go ahead and hold on to 9th spot. Give 10th to Tanner Marr, too.
Yep. An awesome job by these guys, especially with that crazy battle there towards the end. To all come home in one piece like that, very impressive.
Yeah, guys, even with the trouble Dalton Kilroy went through in that 41, he still finishes 12th. Good run out of that 41 car.
As we look at the 54 machine, we'll watch him. We'll see him burning on down for the fans at home here on the front stretch of Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Oh, pushing the wrong button.
As a 54 machine burning it down big time here, even bringing it down on pit road. Haven't seen this much of a celebration out of the 54 machine, so we'll have to see. He might be pretty happy about this win here at the road course. As we'll go throw to a commercial break. We'll be back on the other side to talk to our top three. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere.
iRacing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iRacing.com.
Alrighty, we are back here and get ready to rock and roll. We will start with our third place finisher, Mark Arthur. Mark, do you got a copy? It's Brett the Jet, Sam, and Terry in the booth.
Yeah, I got you, Brett.
Hey, buddy, it's Terry. And hell of a call there, Mark. Not taking tires. What was that all about?
Well, that was a mistake. I thought I had my tires checked, and I went in and I said, "Oh, this crap ain't changing my tires." And I was, well, it is what it is now. And it was terrible that first, 10 or so laps, but it kind of came on there toward the end. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, I don't know if these tires are coming in again or if these guys are just falling off.
I mean, actually, I'm looking at the lap times right now. Last lap, you were faster than Matt and James both. They both ran in 125s. You ran in 124. Man, awesome run out of that 12 car. I mean, you got back in the back a little bit, made up a lot of time. I tell you what, I wish I was out there. It looked like you guys are having a blast.
Yeah, the Roval's probably my favorite road course out of any. It's really fast. You throw the car around. So, I don't know. I like it. I like a lot of Rovals. I wish NASCAR did more Rovals and less of the big road courses myself.
Well, talk about your race for a second there, bud. Tell us what's going on there.
Well, I threw my back out about 30 minutes before we went green. I was out pulling a bush, and I was like, oh, my God. I had a heating pad and popping Advils. And Then after that, when the when that competition caution came out, I told Tanner, I was like, man, I'm sweating like a pig. I was like, I've never sweat this much racing. And he's like, you still got the heating pad on your back? I said, oh, yeah, I do. I took that sucker off. And I was sweating. And, then I had that damage, and I felt like I just wasn't. After we pit, I lost all kind of time. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. I popped the wall one time. I thought maybe that was it. So I sat in and fixed the damage, and it seemed like it was fast again. But I never had the speed that I had at the beginning of the race. It didn't feel like, but then I thought I was good, and I was climbing back up through there, got up there racing with Race and I forget who else it was, Corey Sherman, and I said, well, we'll go in and we'll get tires, and then I'll get them, and damn if I didn't not change my tires. I said, well, I'm done, and I let James go because he was so much faster, and I was on low tires, but Race raced me a little bit in that first segment there when I was trying to get around him and Corey, so I said, well, I'm gonna race him, and then I guess he started slipping and sliding and fell back, and it felt like I caught Derek there, and that was it. I finished third.
Your first lap out from not taking the tires was a 140, and we kind of talked about it. Like, what do you know if you could go backwards or whatever? So, anybody, we got on the car to thank tonight.
Well, I think MFRD, Michael Falk Race Designs, he always paints my cars for me and always does them very, very masculine, and I appreciate it. I think my mom and my sister, if they were in there watching tonight, I'm not sure.
They are.
And always thank you guys for, well, I was thanking Brett, but he's not with us anymore after this race. So staying with turn 3 with you and Sam. So I thank all you guys for putting it on, and you and Sam for dropping out of racing. I know it's a lot of fun to race, and I appreciate you guys dropping out to pick up the slack.
Not a problem, bud. We'll see you next week here. I don't know where we're going, but it's All-Star Week.
Oh, let me thank our series sponsor, TRJKarting.com, too, before I forget, and Buck Kicker, and Savage Eggs Racing, the Savage Eggs Graphics, and who else is there? Am I forgetting one?
I think you got them all, bud. You got Buck Kicker, and you got them all.
I thought there was one more. Oh, Michael Falk, but he puts in the polo words and stuff, but I said that earlier. I don't get these podiums often, man.
I know, buddy. Well, congratulations on that third place, bud. Have a good night.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah. Thanks, Terry.
Alrighty, so that was our third place finisher. Now we'll get a word with our second place finisher. That would be James Miller in the 09 machine.
James Miller, it's Sam, Brett, and Terry up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you.
Well, I tell you what, man, credit where credit's due. It looks like you and Dalton got into it there on that restart, and you went to the back, but you managed to drive it all the way back up to the front. How's the car feeling, and how do you feel your race went overall?
Well, it was eventful, that's for sure. I used all the tires up at the end. It was plowing so bad. I could just killed the right front or the front tires, trying to get positions back. Looks like I couldn't gain really anything on Matt, but he wasn't pulling from me either. So kind of unfortunate. Well, really unfortunate. I was hoping that this race I could have redeemed myself from the Daytona road course, but things happen. It's racing. Dalton and I got into it earlier too. I made a bold dive and locked it up and thwarted him, so I can't be too mad at him. I mean, it sucks, but yeah, we managed to rally back, so can't be too bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, great comeback for sure. I mean, we were watching you pretty much the whole time, just work your way through the field. So to get a P2, I mean, to me, that's redemption. So you redeemed yourself there. But do you have anybody that you want to thank on that car tonight?
Yeah, just shout out to the Team AV guys, and obviously to Matt for winning a 7th damn race. I was really hoping somebody would take the bounty there at the end. I was trying to dish out money, someone to wreck Matt, but no one took it. So I don't know. Got to see how to take him out next time. But yeah, just shout out to Jordan. Had a good finish with a little bit of computer issues there at the end, and Race had a good race. Unfortunate for Randy, but he ran good while he was there. Thanks to those guys for sticking with me throughout the race.
All right, man. Well, hey, congratulations on your second place finish. Hell of a run tonight for sure. So definitely don't put yourself down on that. And we'll see you next week for the All-Star race.
All right, look forward to it. Thank you.
As a driver of the 09, James Miller finishing second. And Brett, I'll go ahead and bring our race winner in. Number 54 of Matt Gruenberg. It's Brett, Sam, and Terry in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
All righty, Matt. How was that car tonight? And it looked like you were on some screaming laps once you got out there in the lead. But we got to talk about that restart. What was going through your mind as you see sparks, smoke, and cars wrecking in front of you there?
Yeah, the car felt pretty good to drive tonight. It was really good handling. I like the setup. So that was definitely helpful in the speed we had tonight. And that restart, it was kind of a repeat of what happened here last year, except for I was where James was, and I think James was where I was. So fortunately, I was on the other end of it this time and was able to get by the opening lap restart wreck. And from then on, it was just smooth sailing once we got the clean air. So.
Yeah, Matt, it seemed like you were on rails, especially once you got to that clean air. Tell us a little bit about getting through this field. It seemed like by lap 5, you're already inside the top 10, picking off cars like you normally do. And what'd you learn about passing here that probably helped you there at the end as well to, get within this top 5?
Yeah, it was fun to pass tonight. I wouldn't say it was too difficult. It's easier than some of the tracks that we go to on the circuit this year. So yeah, learned a lot early on and was able to get the car in position to where I was able to start inside on that restart after the competition caution. And as you saw, it was the spot to be there on the restart.
Yeah, a little bit of strategy being played. You pit before the competition caution. Was that already in the game plan before you guys took the green flag, or was that kind of, hey, this is the good strategy, I think we could win with this move here?
For sure. I kind of calculated the fuel mileage before the race, and once I found out when the competition caution was going to be, it was just a matter of if it was going to work out to pit before or not. And fortunately, we were able to pit before and then just have it a one-stopper from then on. So that worked out really well, and just placing the competition caution where it was.
Now, Jason Powell in the YouTube chat lands says, ask you about the special setup. What kind of special setup you got in that 54 machine here tonight?
Well, I run in VR, and I just got a Thrustmaster TMX racing wheel, and just sit in my racing seat, and that's pretty much my setup.
All right, I was gonna say you better not be doing any more upgrades today. I think you're quick enough out here. I don't think you need to be throwing any more upgrades to make you even faster out here.
Yeah, I'm sure Jason was referring to a different setup, but that's all I'll give him.
Oh, okay, some top secret stuff out of the 54 machine. But yeah, Matt, this makes win number 7 on the season. All-Star race next weekend. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, I don't know what track it's going to be, but I guess once I find out the track, I'll figure out if I'm looking forward to it or not.
All righty. Awesome stuff there, Matt. Well, before we let you go, I'm sure there's got to be a whole bunch of people you got to thank for this 54 crew here tonight down in Victory Lane here once again for Blazing Pedals.
Yeah, just the same Team AV guys each and every week coming out here and having a good time in Discord while we race. And just a shout out to you for broadcasting. I think this is your last week, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Yep. Well, congratulations on the new job, and we'll definitely miss you. And just thank all the fans that were just on each and every week, and everybody that watches the broadcast and supports the league.
All righty. Well, thank you, Matt. A heck of a job by you. Go celebrate another victory. I can't wait to see you in the playoffs here and everything to come forward. I'll keep up to date, but I'm sure some great stuff continuing out of this 54 camp. So, Matt, go celebrate down in Victory Lane here tonight.
Thank you.
Alrighty, that was our race winner, Matt Gruenberg. And Terry, Sam, what'd you guys think?
Oh, I thought it was a hell of a race, man. I mean, pretty much over the track, all around the track as I was watching it. Somebody was trying to pass somebody, or somebody might have slammed into a wall, got a couple cars hit sideways. But overall, man, let's see. Oh, we still had 15 cars on the lead lap out of the 26 that started, so that's not too shabby.
No, that isn't. That was a heck of a race. Action-packed throughout, like we said. I think storylines for every single one of the drivers out here tonight, so heck of a job. First and foremost, got to thank all the live viewers out here watching, sticking with it. It was a heck of a race. Glad you could be a part of it. Got to give, of course, a shout-out to all the YouTube chatters tonight. We had a busy YouTube chat, so appreciate each and every one of you leaving a comment. And then, of course, the big thanks I give to Sam and Terry jumping in the booth, taking over my spot to keep this league broadcasted and keeping the races coming at you from the Turn 3 Racing Network and joining me in the booth here tonight. So thank you to both of you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, but no problem at all. I mean, Sam and I are honored to take over the spot, I'm sure. And I know, like I said, I want to thank you for what you've done for us. And best wishes, buddy, in your new opportunity there.
All righty. Thank you very much, Terry. You guys got anything else to say before we thank the sponsors and wrap things on up about the race?
Nope. If you guys are interested, like Terry said, make sure you go follow TNA Motorsports on Facebook and check out Shop Talk tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern.
All righty. Be sure to check that on out if you're interested. Of course, we got to thank everyone that makes it possible for the Blazing Pedals Series 2 make it happen. The big one we got to thank is, of course, TRJ Karting. Be sure to check them on out for any of your karting needs, whether setup stuff or even equipment. Also, be sure to check out MF Racing Designs if you want a car that sticks on out on the broadcast. Be sure to hit up Michael Falk and get some awesome looking cars out there on track that really pop on a broadcast. Let me tell you what, folks. Also, check out SavageEdgeGraphics.com. They'll put your name on anything. Be sure to hit them on up for any of your graphics need. And, of course, Butt Kicker. Be sure to check out Butt Kicker to bring your sim setup to the next level. Well, it's been a pleasure, been a blast from here for me, from Brett the Jet at the Turn 3 Racing Network for the Blazing Pedals. And once again, thank you so much, Terry and Sam, for jumping on in here and, of course, taking over the reins. Best of wishes to you guys. I can't wait to tune in and see how the season develops and see you guys up here in the booth.
Thanks, Brett. We appreciate it. Good luck to you and everything you're going to do. And like they said, maybe you'd be back next year. See what happens. But other than that, good luck to you.
All righty, folks. Well, thank you very much. I'm excited. And another great race from these guys. Everyone have a safe week, a great week. They'll be back same time, same place. But with the All-Star race, it's going to be a great one. So one last time for me for this series, for this season. Maybe some more if I can definitely swing the time. This has been Brett the Jet in the booth for Turn 3 Racing Network. Be sure to check out all the racing action throughout the week. We're broadcasting 6 days a week here, so we got your racing needs. It has been a good one. Everyone take care, and of course, have a good one. And remember, just flew by you. See ya.